So recall that we need a couple of more properties about alt and star, namely f star t is upper sigma is equal to f star t upper sigma. And what I said this means is that star and upper sigma and f star and upper sigma behave well with respect to each other. F star and upper sigma behave well with respect to each other. As a consequence of this, corollary, what will we get? You see, we have this business of odds of omega tensor eta. It's a sum of something to do with an upper star. So I can take f upper star of what? And what is the obvious thing I want to get out of this? I want to say that this is equal to alt f star omega theta, which is equal to alt the last thing I've written down says that f star behaves well with respect to tensor products. And therefore, this is an exercise. And therefore, as an exercise, you will also get that upper star, f upper star, behaves well with respect to the wedge product. So these are the properties that we have so far about the wedge product. It behaves well with respect to everything we have been talking about so far. However, if I want it to be a product, there is something more to be done. We can only call something a product if that product is associativity. So now we have to worry about associativity. And this product that we are defining had better be associative. So, how do you want to go about doing this? So remember now, when we are talking about an alt of something, an alt is summation over all sigmas in the corresponding permutation group. What are the permutation groups that we have? For this thing, we have the permutation group Sk. For this, we have the permutation group Sl. And for the last one, we have the permutation group Sk plus L. The first thing is a permutation group on K letters. Then you have the permutation group on L letters. And then you have the permutation group on K plus L letters. These are three different permutation groups. But we can think of the permutation group on K letters as sitting inside the permutation group on K plus L letters. And similarly, the permutation group on L letters can also be thought of as sitting inside the permutation group on K plus L letters. How do you think about this? take a sigma in Sk, and sigma is actually a permutation on k letters. So I have to tell you what it does to the remaining L letters. So what will it do? Let me call this sigma tilde. Sigma is in Sk. I want to identify it with the permutation sigma tilde, where sigma tilde keeps the last L letters fixed. That means the last L letters are fixed, and the first K letters, what do? You apply just sigma to that. Sigma is where sigma is in Sk. So we can identify the sigma in Sk with elements in Sk plus L, where the last so many letters are kept fixed. So in this sense, I want to say that Sk is contained in Sk plus L. So with this kind of understanding or this kind of identification, what is the identification? Sigma is identified with sigma tilde. If I say that sigma is identified with sigma tilde, then I can say that Sk is contained in Sk plus L. Okay? So this is actually an idea that you will be coming across more and more often, where even though you have two different groups, there's a natural way of and those groups, neither is contained in the other, but under a certain identification, you can say that one of the groups is contained in the other. So this is a certain identification, some sort of a canonical identification that I have of Sk sitting inside. Sk sits inside Sk plus L. Very good. So we are going to be using this idea that Sk sits inside Sk plus L. So we want to have a particular lemma which will allow us, remember what is the idea we are trying to do here? We want to prove associativity of wedge products. So let's start. So we have a lemma first. If if you have a S in Lk of Rn and a T in L of Rn, and alt S is equal to 0. So you have something whose alt is 0, and what we are saying is that you take alt of S tensor anything, then alt of that is also 0. Okay. Why is this true? So, you start writing down what is alt of S tensor T. Where is S tensor T? It is in L K plus L. So, alt of S tensor T is equal to I want to evaluate it at some vectors which I will call V1 up to Vk plus L. By this I mean I'm just copying the top line down, up to here. Now, I'm evaluating it at these particular vectors. That is by definition of what I mean by S density upper sigma of V1 to Vk plus L. Now, in that sum, what is the sum that I'm taking? I'm going to take the sum over all sigma in Sk plus L. Now, Sk is a subgroup of Sk plus L. This is what I had defined. This is what I had explained or identified a bit earlier. Okay? So Sk is a subgroup. So in that sum, sigma in Sk plus L, I will first take the sum over sigma in the subgroup, okay, of this quantity. Then I have to take the things which are not in Sk. So the picture I have here is now, this is my Sk plus L, this is my Sk is a subgroup of Sk plus L. And then I will take the sum over all the sigmas which are not in Sk of the expression that I have here. Okay? Now let me look at this first term. In this first term, the last so many vectors, the last vectors that I have, so look at first term. In the first term, I'm taking all those sigmas in Sk. When sigma is in Sk, it says that sigma of k plus 1 is k plus 1, sigma of k plus L is k plus L. So this term is equal to all the terms that I have here, and then S tensor T of which is equal to, by definition of the tensor product, this is equal to S this is a multiplication. Yes? Now this T of Vk plus 1 to Vk plus L does not depend on sigma. Remember, I am looking only at the first term. If it doesn't depend on the sigma, I can pull it outside the summation of the first part. And what I have remaining here, with all those terms that I have there, sigma in Sk of S at V sigma 1 to V sigma k, that is alt S. So this is equal to, you will have some factor here, T and what am I assuming about alt S? Alt S is 0. So this quantity is 0. Good, at least we got somewhere. I've shown that something is 0. Sum of what is 0? The sum over all the sigmas which are in Sk, where Sk is considered as a subgroup of Sk plus L. So this is my whole of Sk plus L, and what I've just shown is that the sum over this part is 0. Very good.